I want to respond to, I think, what is a growing concern in our life groups regarding Dallas Willard in general. As many of you know, we're in this series of messages that are based on his book, Hearing God. And it just hit me that many of you and many of the life group leaders may not be familiar with Dallas Willard. He doesn't really come from the evangelical tradition. He is a widely recognized philosopher and scholar who teaches out at the School of Philosophy at the University of Southern California, and of recent years has become somewhat of a very popular theologian slash philosopher in the evangelical world. He has written many books in the area of spiritual formation and sought to bring clarity on the life and teachings of Jesus. And there's a lot of, I think, insight that he brings that in our tradition of Christianity, which is mostly the Pentecostal one for most of us involved in these life groups, he brings some fresh insight. And so I wanted to set you at ease a little bit and to let you know that there may be criticisms and critiques and flat out just mean-spirited comments and perspectives that are spoken about Dallas Willard online and on radio programs and on and on. I wanted to put all of this in perspective for you and to let you know, first of all, that we're not trying to promote Dallas Willard's ministry. We're taking what he says, which I believe is something very important and insightful regarding hearing God's voice and walking with God. And we're entering into a conversation with him about this. And in some ways it's a conversation that will bring up some things and stir some questions and maybe some discomfort in our own hearts about how we view our walk with God and our perspective of the Bible when it talks about this arena of our life with Christ. So I don't want you to think that I'm trying to make everybody believe what Dallas Willard writes and that everything that he writes I agree with. I do believe that we're to be mature about entering this arena of conversation. And it is a conversation. I think even Dallas Willard would welcome it as such. So to have an open mind and to agree on the things we all believe are essential, okay, I think is important. And then to leave space for learning and entertaining and even benefiting from different perspectives. Right now, it's all grounded in the life and teaching and ministry and character of Jesus to the best of our ability to understand and discern that. And so just please be careful about anything that you see online or on the on radio programs and the different media that comes off in a mean-spirited kind of way. I mean, I would be, even if the person was flat out wrong in their theology, I'd be concerned if we tried to critique somebody in a very judgmental and a very mean, again, spirited type of attitude. We don't want to come off like that. Often it's the way we do things that also counts before God, not just standing up for truth, but being able to stand up for truth and our particular perspective in a loving, gracious kind of way that invites conversation and dialogue. Because at the end of the day, we're all wanting truth, and we all know that the truth is embodied not in a set of moral codes, but it's embodied in a person, the person of Christ. And if that's not coming through, then we're probably further from the truth, no matter how doctrinally accurate we are. If the character of Christ isn't leaking through, then there's something wrong with how we're presenting our correct doctrine. So that was part of my perspective on the whole issue of even entertaining and learning from people in the kingdom of God that are out there that are teaching, whose voice is being heard and respected. Dallas Willard is one of those guys in the evangelical world. So I have had an article sent to you called "A Divine Conspirator," and it's an article done by Christianity Today several years back on Dallas Willard that I believe gives a fair just presentation of his life and ministry, and you get a little bit of his personal background, an idea of kind of what his unique calling is in the kingdom. And I hope you'll gain a little bit more appreciation for kind of how he writes and what he's writing. I understand it's tough to swallow, which is why it's definitely not purpose-driven life, and it's definitely not stuff that is easily digested in terms of reading. It's tough reading, so that's why we didn't really require you to read the book. Is only some of you would really take on the challenge of reading Dallas Willard. He comes off like a philosopher, and that shows in his language and the way he writes. It's kind of like reading a contemporary C.S. Lewis to some degree. But be open and bring your questions to the table, your honest dialogue and discussions. Just come with a teachable heart, and I believe the Lord will help us sort through all the issues that are really pressing and that are maybe potential obstacles in your own learning and understanding God more deeply. So that's all on Dallas Willard. I hope that helps a little bit. Read the article, and let's continue the dialogue and converse, and in that process learn more and grow more to be like Christ. Blessings on your day.